Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL. This is a pretty big patch. A lot of the stuff that's going to be talked about in this, I've already talked about it in my previous RBTL, basically the dev note on Hell Raid changes, Hall of Trial changes, some of the new features in Alchemist Steeple changes. So in those categories in this video, I won't spend so much time on them, since hopefully you guys watch that video, and if you want more details and my thoughts there, definitely watch that. So new arena, we have our kind of pre-season coming. So we got an endurance crest instead of a glory crest. This is all pretty self-explanatory. New frames for those players who are able to do so, in terms of like they have the ability to, in terms of defense, offense, and even just the amount of resources to be able to refresh. Or you have good guildmates that could help boost you as well. That's also legit, I think, for the top players. This is a story. Let's see here. We got new equipment preview. I don't want to talk about this a bit. Destruction set this time, so they are making their way through all of the sets. I would definitely say that I kind of wish for the health set to return on 88. Maybe in like a loop. So once they finish all the sets, they come back on the health set that we had originally in the game. Was it, what was 67 or 71, some very low, but yeah, now we got 88 destruction. Every single substat and every single set of gear that we've got, like collection of gear, has been sort of swapped around and moved. This time I would say the destruction helmet looks to be one of the go-tos. Of course, there's the splash of effect resistance in every piece. So we all know that 80% of the population, or at least 80% of the player base, will be rolling effect resistance, and they're saying that, oh, salty rolls, and then we're always gonna get that one person flexing. Oh, look at my like 40% attack with like 20 crit chance. I'm giving random numbers, but the crit damage necklace is good too. We have health, we got attack, we got crit chance there. This being on the destruction set and the necklace being a crit damage necklace makes this a very, very good one. In fact, even if you don't roll anything into attack or crit chance, this necklace will still be really good, just because it's on a destruction set. Everything else is okay. I mean, it depends on who you have planned, to use for. Someone was on stream was saying, oh, ML Ken gear. I will have to say that like most of them potentially, but I would say the speed for ML Ken gear, I would say the speed being at a 4 there is very risky. You're most likely gonna roll, out of the 4 pieces that have speed, you're most likely gonna roll one of them with speed. Like the chances of you rolling one roll into speed, and one roll into speed makes ML Ken a bit too fast, in my opinion. It depends how you use them, but yeah, everything else is okay. It's just that splash of effect resistance there. Always scary to roll a gear with effect resistance when it looks offensive, especially on a destruction set. Epic pass. Alright, this is an important note that I do want to highlight. When Smilegate previewed this kind of silhouette of the Fire Tenebria skin, we already saw some of the concept art a couple weeks ago, so everybody was really excited about this. When we saw the preview, it was in the silhouette, and we were just like, oh man, hopefully they don't make it like purchasable through the skin pack or the skin tickets, because I was looking at my skin tickets. I used my free one that we got when the skin tickets were introduced into the game. I used my free one on the Fire Litica, and so I'm like, oh crap, man, I don't wanna buy the skin packs in order to get Tenebria skin. But I'm very glad they didn't pull that move off. I mean, they could have, legitly, they could have done it. They already have the system in place, and I mean, it's a game that needs to make money. Other games monetize on skins too, so why not this one? But it's a very, very, very double thumbs up thing for Smilegate to do, that they have Tenebria skin relatively free. I'm putting the free in air quotes because for some people it's like Skystone is not free, but Skystone is grindable. It is a grindable currency. This has always been a thing we were scared of when they introduced the Epic Pass, let alone the skins. Even before skins were even a thing. Like just like the Epic Pass alone, when it started introducing skins, we were worried that the Epic Pass will cost money. But they kept it to cost Skystone, so you could purchase it with money, or you can literally grind it. And if you are a free-to-play player, the best place to really grind Skystone is Arena. Keep your Arena rank up, and the weekly rewards, even as a champion player, you get like 800 plus Skystone a week. So, I mean, the Epic Passes usually last pretty long. It looks like it's gonna last until like about a month. So really, if you stay in champion, and you're free to play, like 100%, you're not getting your Skystone any other way. And of course, you got daily Skystone stuff. So it's really good. It's a really good deal. You get a lot of good stuff out of that too. You got Molagoras in that. You got charms. You got transmit stones, bookmarks. Definitely go for it. I don't think anybody should be missing out on the Epic Pass, especially now with the Tenebria skin being free. I'm still gonna call it free. Anyways, I can't wait to see her S3 animation. It's gonna be really cool. Like, her animation is already really cool, but her doing it in a schoolgirl uniform, I think is gonna be as fantastic. And then we could talk about Little Queen Charlotte. So Little Queen Charlotte, I don't think that anything's changed since my initial thoughts video on her. And thank you guys for commenting on that video. A lot of you guys have given me really positive feedback in terms of my review for her. I think she's gonna be good. When people say like, oh, Jagan, do you think she's gonna be OP? I think the definition of OP, it depends on what you mean. Like, are you talking about like Arbiter, Vildred, SSB? Those are OP because they kill really quick, and they kill like pretty much no matter what you do to them. Little Queen Charlotte doesn't look like to be that kind of character, but she's OP in the fact that she has so much packed into her kit. I can't even believe they're releasing a character like this right now. In my opinion, although I will say, to my own like critique, you know, I pumped up Cowrick really high before his release, and even on his release, after I used him, I can see his flaws, but I still say Cowrick, I'm still keeping him built. I have a Moonlight right now. He's still really good, but I would say that Little Queen Charlotte, in comparison to Cowrick, because she's a bruiser, she has innately high survivability. She's going to be one of those characters you want to Mola, you want to invest in. And I would say not max Mola, but I'll explain why later. You want to invest in, you want to give her good gear. She's going to be, I think, a very solid RTA pick, a very safe one, very good GVG offensive hero, and even potentially good GVG defensive hero, because she already brings good damage, and also her kit is just like insanely packed. So let me put it in perspective here. Let's go straight to the S2 first. So the S2, again, if you saw that initial thoughts video, you would know what she does, and hopefully you guys have been following along with the news and stuff, so you would know. But really, realistically, what she has in her S2 is 3 artifacts. She already has a Durandal, she has an Adamant Shield, and she has a Proof of Valor built into the S2 alone. That being that she's a Liber warrior gives her tanky stats. She's as good as a tank. 6k, I think it's 6.2k HP. It's Liz Luna star sign, Lilibet star sign. 6.2k HP, and then about like 650 defense. I did a rough build on her yesterday. She had about a 2.5k attack with 250 crit damage, although the crit rate was lower. She has 19, mine had 19,000 HP with 1400 defense. That's a tank level. If you bring her in, you have an additional 5% if you max Mola this. That's a 15% crit reduction for everyone else on the team, but a 30% crit reduction on herself. Yeah, I know people are saying that, oh, it's only crit, but most of the time, unless you're using Gunther or some kind of like burn hero, you're going for the crit. That's how you kill things fast. So she pretty much punishes characters that will crit her, and then she gets, of course, a 15% CR boost every time she suffers a critical hit. The fact that she's a warrior, she can also pair it with Durandal. She could use El's Fist. She could use like a ton of stuff, but I mean, you don't even need Draco Plate on her because she has so much crit damage reduction anyway. So the fact that she's so packed means that most, like in some fights, you may not even need to bring a knight, because you don't need, if you're bringing a knight, let's say an ML Cecilia for an Adamant Shield, outside of the barrier and the skill null, you might just actually bring her because she's another source of high damage. She has on the S3 here, she has a self life steal. So she has life steal set. Again, I'm putting that kind of lightly. Life steal set on her S3. 30% of the damage gained back as life. She has a 50% defense penetration and a 1.5 times damage mod on the S3. What this means is like she's near Surmia levels of power, even regardless of the Dark Elemental increase in damage. So with Surmia levels of power, she's gonna heal almost like fully. And the fact that she can grant an extra turn on the soul burn if you have 20 souls is gonna give her a lot of power. Now, a lot of people are saying that, oh, but you can't like two-shot RB this way, right? You can't like, you know, kill RB on the S3 and then follow up with the S1. The S1 might have a low damage mod. I would say I agree, but the very fact that she is so tanky, and depends on what kind of team you bring her into RB, she might set up RB to be killed by another hero or even her, like near herself. I mean, it depends on the team, of course. But 30% extra damage when hitting Dark Elemental enemies as well. I don't know if that means 30% on top of the actual 10% you already get from Elemental Advantage. I'm assuming that's the case. Elemental Advantage already gives you a 10% more extra damage, but when it becomes Light and Dark, because they're both strong against each other, that doesn't matter. There's no elemental weakness. But the fact that if you are gonna use her into a dark comp, which I have to say right now, like I would say maybe like 50% of the defense teams in GVG are still running 1 to 2 dark heroes. Sometimes you even get dark heroes. You got Assassin Call, you got Assassin Sid, you got FCC, you got ML Ken, you got RB. These ones, and Spectre Tenebria now is gonna be a big one, but then of course she's stealth. You got all these characters usually running on the defense team because Dark Elemental are very high in damage, whereas I feel most of the time Light Elemental are very supportery. I don't know if that's a word, but yeah, so she's gonna be used a lot, I think, in Guild War offense, and in RTA, like I said, is gonna be a good pick because she already has the damage mitigation and she's a damage dealer. So even if you pick her, depending on your draft, people might just not even allow her to come in because I think she's just going to be annoying to deal with. You could give her a Sigurd Scythe as well for more like heal, but I don't think you really need to, in my opinion, in terms of a warrior, because her S1 is relatively weak. If you take a look at the S1 mod, the S1 mod is 1x mod. It's very standard for an S1, but like I said, if you're gonna build her tanky, you're gonna lack some power, you're gonna lack some damage. If you take a look at the raw Molagora damage that you get from there, that is what, 10, 20, 30%. So pretty standard. That's like a Luna S1, except without the higher damage mod possibility. The S3 is also a 30% increase on the damage, but the S3, I would say 100% Mola this one, since it does a lifesteal. If it does a lifesteal, the increased damage will actually benefit you. The S2, 100% Mola. I'm a bit skeptical on Moling the S1 right now. Although if you're putting on a defense team, perhaps you want to do everything because she will be using her S1 quite a bit. The S1, it immediately grants an immunity to the caster for 1 turn. In my opinion, this is why this skill doesn't need to be super strong. And I mean, 1x mod is not even that bad. It's not bad. On average, if you're building about like let's say 2.5k attack, 250 crit damage, and you get a crit and you land it on someone that's not Dark Elemental, so you don't get the elemental advantage, you're looking at about a 2000 attack, like 2000 damage on like about roughly a 1.1 defense enemy. 2,000 to 2,500, maybe 3,000 at the most. So it's going to be like slightly chip damage. Nothing a healer can't out heal. So I don't know if I want to Mola this S1. Definitely, I myself, I will be a bit tentative in terms of I'll be gauging on how I use her, but I would say 100% the S2. Max that out immediately. The S3, if you're still on the edge and the skeptical range on how effective she is, maybe just get the cooldown. Her cooldown is not long for the S3. It's a 3-turn cooldown if you get to the +3, and then the fact that if you grant an extra soul, she'll get that cooldown really quick. It becomes a 2-turn. So yeah, so that's my thoughts for ML Charlotte. I think she's worth going pity for. Bruisers right now, like ML Ravi, F Cecilia, every single hero that has innately high survivability ends up being one of those ones you could be safe that, okay, if I invest in them, it's fine. because most of the time people in the GVG defense are running high damage over sustain. So because of high damage, you have to counteract that. Either you outspeed them and do more damage, but most of us don't have that kind of luck in speed gear. But the safer route is to go with sustain and damage over time. So that's my thoughts on ML Charlotte. Tenebria and Vivian drop rate banner up together. I don't remember the last time we got to 2 drop rate banners up at the same time. This to me, although I would say that this, I would chalk it up to a bit of speculation. This to me is a bit of a warning sign in terms of if they're gonna get us double banners out from this point forward in terms of return, they're speeding up. That means there's gonna be a lot of new heroes coming down the line. If you don't have these characters, Tenebria right now is very solid for RTA. She's such a good crowd control unit. She's actually usable in some fights in arena as well. I don't know about Guild War offense at the moment, but potentially you could run her on some easier comps. Vivian, also people are running her on defense comps in GVG. Paired with the right ones, she can throw some people off. Both of them are good mages. They could be built for high survivability, and then it makes them annoying to deal with. So if you don't have them, maybe, but I would say right now the warning sign for me is like dual return banners. When it's not a split banner, like individual return banners and just dueling, I think they're gonna be that's still, I'm not gonna say that on the video recording here. But yeah, you hear speculation. That's correct. Speculation king, Jagan. Yeah, so I really do think that. Plus the fact that we have that girl Rowana data mined a month ago. We had Ray sort of data mined. There's gonna be some new heroes coming, and the fact that they slapped in Cerise and Kaorik even like without us data mining that beforehand. Like, it means that they've got a lot of stuff on their sleeves. They potentially leak that kind of stuff in the data mine, so we think that, oh, Ray's coming and Roana's coming, but they didn't yet. So they potentially have like a lot of things, like just they're gonna sneak it in. Anyways, so not much has changed since the dev note update that I reviewed in terms of the hell raid difficulty. Again, key highlights is that the bosses are now all open. You don't need to be like a regular raid where you have to kill off the couple bosses in order to open the queen. All of them will be available from the get-go. The reset is at the 1st of the month, or at least that week, whatever week it is. The 1st of the month, it will be reset. So keep in mind that we are in the mid-March and near the end of March. So for this round before the reset, all 5 bosses are available, but you can only have about 2 weeks-ish before the month ends, before it resets, in order to complete it. And I would definitely say that we should all be working on Hell Raid this coming week and next week, if you want the most like rewards out of it. And again, the changes is once you kill the boss, you get an initial reward. So as you see there, the initial ones. After the initial rewards, you will always maintain a guaranteed 88 equipment drop. Now with a random, and always guaranteed too, with a random 1 galaxy bookmark or a 67 accessory, the labyrinth type of equipment. So that's very good. All right, that's very good. Always getting an 88 equipment is very good. And the fact that after you kill the boss, you can teleport to them thereafter, so you can make your runs even quicker. You can only do 1 boss per run, like entry, so you can't in the future like teleport from one boss to another. If you kill a boss, it's over. Like your pass is used up, and then you just gotta exit, or you take out a couple of elites if you have enough morale. We can now purchase also the labyrinth, the Hell Raid entrance, the malicious bug charm with 3 labyrinth compass once a week. Now they didn't say anywhere in the dev note, nor here I think, that they're removing the ancient coin purchase one. So potentially we may want to combine efforts if you want to go for the it depends on how much Hell Raid passes you have, but you might want to purchase both. But I'm not quite sure at this point. I'm not quite sure if they have removed the ancient coin purchasable one, the one that costs 1200. Hall of Trials update, same thing happened here. more in-depth view on what the rewards are. So after the calculation, so after the 2-week actual boss challenge period, this is the kind of extra stuff that you can get for doing it. So definitely do this. This is the extra stuff, right? This is not the regular stuff. You could already get like rewards just from beating it. You get a lot of wisdom gaze, as you can see there, but after the 2-week actual challenge period, rank 1 to 3 gets 2.5 million. Hey man, for 2 weeks effort, it doesn't seem like much, but I mean, I think everybody is pretty happy, especially like if you attend like the global streams and stuff at the end. You know, you did the survey and you get your like 300,000 gold with your 2 leaf or 3 leaf, whatever. It always feels good when you get that extra. So I think this will be the same. You get an extra bit of wisdom gaze there, but I think people are going to be more excited about the gold. Everyone outside of rank 100 will be slapped into a percentile category, as you can see there. But even if you are at the 100%, so the lowest of the low category, you get 100,000 gold out of it. Hey, that's good. In my opinion, it's enough incentive to actually try now, for me at least. The exchange has been updated. As you can see here, there's a new artifact, 5-star, purchasable 6 times per account. So this is exclusive to the holo trial. It's called Cruel Mischief. There's an image in the bottom, so we'll talk about that in a bit. Steeple improvements as well. This is cool. New updates in the UI changes. I love this. You can see now how many of you own there, and this is normal. We already see that in the game, but this I love. This increase that you can now surface the percent on the top level. Originally, if people actually care about the design, originally you had to click into it to see like the percent split, but now they surface on the top level, so it prevents the user from having to press one button more. That's good UX, so good user experience UI design right there. So definitely thumbs up. Smilegate, in case you don't think people notice this is great as well. You get to see all the stuff going into it before you start equip converting. I love little details like this. This is a very good improvement for me. You get an additional catalyst when you convert the regular ones, not the epic ones. Keep that in mind. And now you can enhance on the manage equipment screen. Big deal. Like I said before on my dev note when I was explaining the circumstance, now we got an image so you guys can probably see what I mean a bit more. When you're doing the managed equipment, generally you can't enhance the gear. So let's say if you have a potential piece of gear and you want to see how it rolls, you couldn't do it before. You'd have to literally pop out of the managed equipment, go into your enhance the equipment first, and then go back to your managed equipment and then to see it. But now everything is streamlined. This is fantastic. Very excited for this kind of stuff. Very nerdy for this kind of stuff. The other thing is the sorting improvements. Now you can look at multiple sets, and you can also align main stats and substats. So you can see in that image preview there, the substat is now aligned to the speed. This is just going to help us on free equip events mainly. Free equip events our efficiency in rebuilding, so this is gonna be fantastic. I love this stuff. Charlotte Recall. This is a thing that I wasn't thinking that they were gonna do, but a week ago people started saying that, hey, we heard that they're gonna Charlotte Recall, you're gonna do it. For me, yes. Right now my Charlotte is still running Hell Raid. She's still really good, and in fact I actually think she's better the way she is right now for Hell Raid, minus the lack of damage on the S3. But for just like killing off mobs, her S1 always doing AoE pretty much for me. I have her on Justice for All. Very good farmer. So I definitely think that she's good, but I did +3 Mola her in her previous rendition where it removed a cooldown by 1 turn, which was needed if you wanted to spam the S3, but now it's just all damage. So I'm going to recall her myself, and that's not to say that I don't believe in her. I'm not going to use her. So my plan is to recall so I can get the Mola back, but I will actually re-level her and well, she's gonna remain geared, but re-level her, reawaken her, make her usable again in Hell Raid. With the new bosses coming though, I will have to see if she's usable for the other 3 bosses. Hope so. And if she is, 100% worth investing into. But if she's not, I'm gonna look for other solutions. The recall reimbursement, yeah. So let's skip that. Let's see here. Other improvements. Okay, so yeah, this is the new artifact, that Cruel Mischief, the one we get from Holo Trials. So this just does at a max level 30% more damage to Holy Trials. I think this is gonna be one of those really good artifacts you do want to go into, especially on your main damage dealer. I mean, getting 30% extra damage, if you don't use it, everyone else will. And if you care about your ranking, so to speak, you definitely have to level the playing field. So you definitely need to use this. So I would say in Holy Trials, unless you're going for exclusive equipment, like specifically, I would definitely farm this up ASAP and get this maxed if you got some artifact charms. But of course, every single percent will benefit you. I mean, if you get it to plus 15, you already get it at the 22% ish. 22.5, I think that's how it works. 22.5 at a plus 15. So that's a lot of damage going into it, especially if you've got the weakness of the boss down and stuff like that. So I was reading the lore on this. This is super creepy. I wish they had some like animation to this. So I'm gonna read this because it is pretty creepy. Once upon a time, a girl's parents asked a mage to transform their tomboyish daughter into an elegant lady. He fulfilled their request, and the parents were thrilled to see how obedient she had become, not realizing she had become replaced by a doll. Woo! It's scary, man. It's scary stuff. Feels bad for the daughter. That's teaches parents a lesson. Don't people on stream are laughing. Don't hope that your tomboyish girl, let them be a tomboy. All right, let them be a tomboy. Scary stuff, man. This is some morals there. The moral of the story is don't change your daughter. All right, let's see here. Level, oh yeah, so Goblin Gate reward improvement. I was reading this, I was like, oh, this is awesome, but it does not apply to the Goblin Gate that appears on the urgent quest mission. But at least now, if you do episode 2, the after change is that you can potentially get 88 equipment from the regular Goblin Gate. And the fact is also unrecorded history. I mean, that in and of itself is actually really good. So when you're farming stuff now, it's all going to be great. Like if you run into a Goblin Gate at least. Let's see. Oh yeah, some important notes here. I'm just gonna kind of skim this one too. The Cowrick AI is changed now. So now the S2 first into the S3, which makes him a bit better in terms of like maybe usable now on defense, maybe. The other problem is that I heard, and I don't know if there is any facts to the rumors behind this, but the S3 on Cowrick does not do the defense penetration right now. The fact that they did not address this issue here makes me think either that they have not looked into it yet, they have not even acknowledged it yet, or that rumor was false. So I'm not quite sure myself. I didn't mold my Cowrick's S3 because I started seeing that he's probably using for that. I use him more for the S2, the Disrupt. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover here. Yep. So that's pretty much it. So I think big news, we got a huge patch coming. So again, maintenance day, guys. So make sure you do your GVG. And please, Smilegate, if you're hearing this, please move the maintenance time outside of GVG time. It's great. But you guys are doing a lot of good things here. I mean, the skin is free. Little Queen Charlotte looks exciting. I'll definitely be pulling for it. For those who are asking, actually, if you're watching this video, you're asking, hey Jagan, are you gonna pull for it? Yes, I'm pulling it on the first week because it's Merciless Glutton, which I don't have, Haste I don't have, Oxalots I don't have, and then Little Queen Charlotte, of course I want. So I'm gonna be pulling it on the first week release. Anyways, that's my thoughts for this one. Hopefully this has been informative. Thank you guys for watching this. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next RBTL.